Welcome back to another Tier That. Today I'll be tiering Imagine Dragons albums. Some days I wake up and I think, man, I want to make a popular video that's going to go viral. And other days I wake up and I say, to heck with it. I want to tier something that I care about that I don't think a lot of people care about. Although I say that a lot of you should care about this, Imagine Dragons is cracked. So anyways, I was in the elevator the other day with a coworker, you know who you are, and they told me that Imagine Dragons is garbage. They didn't actually say that. What they said was, well, they told me what they thought of some of these albums, and not that I thought they were wrong. They're entitled to their opinion. But I did think, man, I'd like to tier them and figure out how they are relative to each other in my head. And I'll be honest, I already recorded this once, and it all went south, so hopefully my thoughts are a little more put together for this one. So to start us off, we've got Night Visions. Night Visions is a solid A tier. It's one of their best albums. If there's anything I've learned from thinking about my thoughts on Imagine Dragons, it's that every album's one of their best albums. But just to keep things sane and fair, we'll be putting Smoke and Mirrors in the F tier. I know this is going to upset a lot of people, and I don't care because this is their worst album, and I'm going to put it in the F tier. I still enjoy the album quite a bit, but it needs to go in the F tier. Evolve is their best album, so naturally it gets the S tier. Evolve's strength is the diversity of the sound. A lot of times I hear people say Imagine Dragons sounds the same every single song. So if you think that, you should go listen to Evolve. And if you still think that when you're done, you're crazy, because the songs all sound completely different. On that same note, Origins sounds very different song to song as well. I give it B tier just because it's not as good as Night Visions and Evolve, but it's one of my favorite albums. It might be the one I listen to the most still today because of nostalgia, but I also think they called it like Evolve Part 2, and I think that the diversity sound thing keeps going. And to be fair, when I listen through most Imagine Dragons albums, I feel like there's a great deal of diversity. Now, Mercury Act 1 and 2, I'm tiering separately. Well, technically, this is Mercury Act 1, and this is Mercury Act 1 and 2, and I'm tiering them separately because they came out separately. So I have different feelings about them. Mercury Act 1, I am absolutely in love with. One of my favorites they've ever done. So we're putting it in the A tier. And the most painful part of this whole video is going to be putting Mercury Act 1 and 2 in the C tier and putting Loom in the C tier, which is horrible because I love both of them and they're so good. But relative to these other albums here, not good enough, I guess. Not to say that they're not good enough. Anyways, Loom does have that feel of a lot of the songs sound the same. However, they don't sound similar to, like, say, every song in Night Visions. I think Night Visions also doesn't have a great diverse sound. It's not why I love it. I love it because the songs are cracked. Evolve and Origins, though, very diverse. Mercury also. All of Mercury sounds very different, but to be fair, Mercury, the whole album, Act 1 and 2, has like 30-something songs on it, so it's kind of hard to sound the same for every single one of those. Anyways, I think if you think that Imagine Dragons sounds the same for every song, you should highly consider listening to Evolve, Origins, or Mercury, because I think you'll change your mind. I think you'll also change your mind if you listen to Loom. Loom's pretty good. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button unless you don't want to. Now, the reason I think you should hit that subscribe button is because I'm going to tier things like Imagine Dragons. And if you need to diversify, if you need to culture yourself, then maybe you should hit it. Granted, a lot of people might laugh in your face when I say Imagine Dragons is culturing you because they are pop and everyone knows them. So maybe you won't get diverse content if you hit that subscribe button. But you know what? You should consider it anyways. Anyways, that's another video. I guess that's all the time I have today because I can't just keep making this video forever. Actually, I can. So I was thinking about that the other night, how I could just, not say that's all the time we have today. But anyways, I'm going to say that that's all the time we have for today, and good night.